Hey everybody, this is another episode of Digging Deep, the podcast that you've grown and love from OK811. And I'm your host, MG Govia, the Senior Education Outreach Liaison. And we're doing a few things differently now. We've decided that we've hired a new liaison. We're growing the OK811 team. And we decided that, hey, let's lean into this. Let's talk about the learning experience of a new liaison here at OK811 and what that's going to look like. And then as he learns, we'll be able to share plenty of stuff with our listeners as well. So thanks for joining us for today's episode. And it's just the beginning of something really, really nice. And so first things first, let's get to know Luis.
Hi everyone, hi MG, thanks for having me in this podcast. I think I'm part of the podcast now.
Yeah, you are officially it. You are part of the team.
Okay, cool. Well, a little bit about myself. So I'm originally from Venezuela, South America. I'm from Valencia, 2 hours from Caracas. I came here in 2015. Okay. I got my master's in journalism at Gilbert College at OU. And it's been great. When I finished college, OU was starting Spanish radio for the football season, so I was able to be part of that. I've been part of that still ever since 2017. It's been fun, so I still do that on the weekends. It's like my fun gig. I also was part of OETA for a little bit, for almost 3 years, and I was able to develop like a little show in Spanish, educational show in Spanish as well. Cool. So that was pretty fun. And I'm here with you guys trying to do something similar, different industry, but kind of the same challenge, kind of to reach that community, my community as well, the Hispanic community. So I'm happy to be here. I've been happy to be part of this organization. Again, thank you to Angie, Haley, Susan, of course. Yeah, she's been great from the start, and let's see what we can do. Yeah,
we decided last year towards the end that we did want to grow our team. We wanted to expand, and our focus is going to be trying to reach our Spanish-speaking community that's out there. I've been going at this for a while on my own. And I'm really proud of the things that OK811 has accomplished over the last 5-6 years. But it's time to do even more. And you're bringing in a wealth of experience when it comes to multimedia, and then of course being able to speak Spanish and being able to help us reach new communities. I'm excited about what we're going to do.
Yeah, man. And this is one of the things that we want to do as a podcast is kind of change the way we do information, right?
Exactly.
It's a way of deliver information through a podcast. Make it fun. I know sometimes when we talk about this, like corporate life and laws, they can be, sometimes people can say, well, repetitive, but if you can make it fun,
right? Exactly.
It can be fun.
And that's our goal. For those listeners who turn this on and they're expecting one of the more black and white
tutorial type of
interview training lessons, this podcast is not going to be designed to be a webinar. It's not going to be designed to be instruction from the go till the end.
That's why they need to go to the training.
Right, exactly. We got you for that.
Safety days.
Yeah, go to our safety days. Go to our webinars. Go to our YouTube channel. There's plenty of opportunities for you to learn the law and the big stuff. What we want to do is give you experience education. We'll talk about different cases that we've heard about. We'll explain how people put in tickets, what you're learning as we go.
We'll have people here, also experts and people from our office, what they do and how they do and why their job is so important as well.
Exactly. So we have a lot of different angles and a lot of opportunities. You, although you are the co-host, are also our ideal audience. You're the audience is, hey, what is this OK811 thing?
Yeah.
Who are these people? Why are they on TV?
The ABCs.
Yeah, exactly. So I think it's a great opportunity for us to expand your knowledge so that you're more and more comfortable when we go and do those educational trainings, but at the same time learn it in a conversational, easy to approach it. Yeah, exactly. And we don't want to overwhelm anybody. So I'm looking forward to these podcasts.
I was already overwhelmed for like 3 weeks, so.
Well, hey, not bad. We're in the 5th week, so I'm glad things are going good. And I'll be the first to say it, with only a month of experience, you're knocking things out of the park. You're doing great. So let's talk about your first few weeks. We've done a couple different events. We've done a NUCA event where your first time you got to use your Spanish.
I was on the go. I wasn't expecting. I remember when we were planning for that trip, and we were gonna meet you there because you were at the CGA event in Orlando. We're taking boxes, guys, and all that, and I didn't know what to expect. I thought it
Right.
was just at a room, something like that, or something.
Right.
And because we went to Edmond the week before, so when I see it's like on a big field with different construction workers, different crews, whatever.
Yeah. All of us wearing our hard hats.
Yeah, and I see you like I look like a guy that just came out of fraternity or something.
Yeah.
You know, that's the moment that I saw. Okay, this is where the gap that he's talking about.
Yeah.
We can reach to this community to teach them the importance things of safety and damage prevention. You know, you were having those groups, and you were asking, hey, who speaks Spanish?
Yeah.
And who doesn't? Because we have our bilingual lanes. That word's so hard to
I
pronounce.
know, man. We should give you a different job.
All the words. Can you repeat it?
Liaison.
See, I'm learning English a little bit too. So yeah, that's when I learned that people really they said to you, no, we don't need anybody. We don't need a Spanish speaker.
Yeah.
And then halfway through the little teaching, they were like, I asked them, do you understand? And they were like, no. I'm like, guys, that's why I'm here.
Yeah, exactly. And we're going to run into that a lot. And I think there's a lot of factors that come into play for that. A lot of our Spanish-speaking community, they don't want to make a scene. They don't want to make themselves visible.
You know, and
But-
we don't want to get like into details of
Yeah.
you know those factors, and you know we kind of know why, and we want to break that barrier.
Yeah, exactly. Let them know, like, hey, we're coming from a place of your safety in mind. We're not asking anything
Or-
other than, are you safe? What can we do to keep you safer? Can we put paint and flags on the ground? Because we know how to get that done.
Yeah.
Can we make sure that your supervisors know not to put you in a hole that isn't protected and
Yes,
unsafe?
exactly.
Yeah. So those things that we want to be able to reach to the Spanish-speaking community. You might not have the understanding of English to the point where they're as safe as they could be.
Yeah, and some of that stuff we were talking in before we started the podcast. It's like the shovel doesn't speak any language.
Right, exactly.
It's all neutral for everybody.
Yeah, no matter what language you speak, that shovel works the same.
Yeah, it works the same. Digging is the same way. Now, understanding it that's when the language, becomes a factor.
Right.
Yeah, understanding what you're supposed to do, and mainly following the law, following the rules. And if you want to call it that way in Oklahoma, it's important. Each state is different, but understanding where you at and how things are supposed to be done is crucial, especially for this job that it sounds that easy. Like, you know, I've seen how you present, and it sounds so easy. You know, again, you don't teach how to dig, but digging sounds like, okay, you have a shovel and you take the, but no, it has more to do than just that.
Right, exactly. A11's the beginning of the whole process. We want you to be able to dig with those markings there. The locate requests are free. There's tons of reasons to do it. But the next steps, how do you interpret those markings? How do we know that within 2 feet of those markings, I'm going to be able to find that facility down there? And then once I do find that facility, I need to stay 2 feet away from it with heavy equipment because it's a tolerance zone. So we have those elements that, yeah, I'm not going to teach you how to dig, but I do need to teach you how to dig safely around these utilities.
Yeah.
And those are the things we're going to get into. And you may not have seen a lot of trenching yet.
No, but Jason, remind me his last name?
Bullard, Jason Bullard.
Yeah, he caught my attention that was it last week when we were at Enid.
Yeah, we were up at Enid.
He taught a presentation to this group of workers about trench digging.
Yeah.
And man, I was like, it makes completely sense why that's important to know.
Yeah, and if listeners, you haven't been to one of our safety days before, you need to check it out. We'll throw our website on there, but it's okexcavationsafety.com. You can see our schedule. We have quite a few left behind the scenes.
We're like tour singers that we go around every town, and then the tour is about to.
Exactly. we got 3 left. We've done 2. We did Elk City.
We're like that band, the famous band.
Yeah. We're on tour.
Tour mode.
So we did Elk City. We did Enid. And then the next 3 is going to be Ardmore, which is not next week, but the week after. Then we have Altus and Ada. And then we'll finish in Tulsa in August. And it's really cool. And I don't know if anybody picked up on that, but Enid, Elk City, it was E's. And then I did 3 A's in a row, and then finished with Tulsa. I was really hungry. when I came up with Eat,
Eat.
As my 3 city names.
But
But anyway,
not just coincidence, right?
yeah,
No,
totally
no,
coincidence. I was just it was kind of on purpose. Once I did it, I was like, this works out great.
That's fine.
We always do Tulsa in August, but
That's
just
always like the last.
yeah, it's the last of the tour. Our big event is the Expo, where we got to
Yeah.
introduce you, and the week that you were hired. That's our big event. That's Oklahoma City, and obviously we're going to get the metro area because it's right here. But Tulsa is just as important. Our Tulsa listeners, we love you.
And Hispanic community in Tulsa as well. Yeah.
Yeah, and so we need to get out there. And so August is where we always finish up the tour of Safety Days. But then we're coming back to Oklahoma City for October's.
Yeah, Hispanic Safety Day.
Exactly.
And we're really putting a little, I want to say something really well done for that day in October. You're gonna have me presenting for the first time in Espanol. That'll be fun. So I'm learning a lot right now. I'm on the learning process. How do you call that? The famous 90 days.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you will get through your probation period.
I'll
I
get,
promise.
if I was joking with him, if I can get to my 91, then I'm safe.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm supposed to have like a little cupcake with the candle.
Yeah, we're gonna give you you made it through probation period. Cupcake.
But no, I'm looking forward to that. I know you are too. We really want to create a lot of material for our Hispanic community, and invite you guys. I know we're only in May, but we're gonna
start planning ahead.
Yeah, we're gonna promote this as much as possible, and every safety day, and everybody. Anytime we see somebody speak Spanish, and we're gonna let them know, hey, get ready for October, because we really, we want to make emphasis on this. That when I came here, and I saw what you do and what everybody does, it's more more than just doing trainings and all that. She's actually making that impact that results in a big whole community of.
And that's just it, community. Whether it's been what I've worked on over the last few years, where I know various contractors, I know various locators, they can call me and we can talk about different things at any time. We do educate, but we also make relationships, and the relationships help people stay safe. They're like, hey, I may not know the answer right now, but I do know that Luis will know the answer, so let me give them a call or whatever the case may be. So that's another aspect of it. I'm really excited about it though, because when you came in, the first thing I told you, I was like, I think October is long enough for a training period. We're gonna have a safety day that's a totally immersive Spanish-speaking day. So no English from a microphone.
It's also the first time, right? That you guys
first time we've ever done anything like this. We've already tapped some really good influencers, if you will, within the Spanish community that will help with some really good messages. And so, if you haven't already, if you didn't stop the podcast to go to the website, okexcavationsafety.com, and there'll be more information as we put together all the speakers. So, Spanish Safety Day in October here in Oklahoma City. It would be really, really good.
So, what else? I mean, we have so many stuff coming up. We're trying to create more content.
Yeah.
We have our first, duet for the presentation next week.
Yeah,
that'll be fun. It'll be my first one. So,
are you nervous?
You know what? I kind of was a couple weeks ago, but then we got into the presentation mode, and we were building it. And I'm like, I've done this. I've practiced already multiple times. And like we talked about, the whole concept of Oki and how it works, the process is pretty easy at the end. At the end of the day, guys, it's easy, and it's also the service is free. So
yeah, exactly.
For excavators, it's easier than using Facebook if you want to create an account.
Yeah, exactly.
But when it comes to details, like you just mentioned, tolerance zone. Knowing the specific little details about when you're digging and when you submit a second notice, when it's an emergency, what to do, who to call, having your pre-excavation checklist. Mm-hmm. Those little things, it's easy to forget maybe, because sometimes I think I'm not an excavator. I get the positive response, I get the green light, I want to excavate.
Yeah, exactly, and that's something that. if Randy from OCC is listening, he'll be very proud of me for saying this. OCC is the enforcement agency. They're the ones who regulate the law, right? And their regulation is around, or their jurisdiction is around regulated pipelines. But one thing he always says, and something that we need to take into consideration, is pre-enforcement, pre-OCC having this enforcement authority, which they got, I want to say like 2014 or 15, so almost 10 years now. They've had enforcement authority, but they've been evolving what that looks like. Well, before they came around, there was no enforcement. It was all repercussion. Right. There was a damage. Someone needs to pay for that damage. Someone got hurt. Someone needs to pay for someone getting hurt. It wasn't you're breaking a law. It was just restoring whatever. And so now, in the last 10 years or so, because the enforcement agency has come around, people can't use locate requests just as permission slips anymore. It's not just a green light to go dig.
More than just that.
It's only step one. And the rest of the steps aren't any harder, but there are more steps.
Yeah.
You need to wait the required time. You need to respect the markings. You need to verify the utilities and dig safely around it. That's it.
Yeah, no, it's pretty simple. If you want to make Randy happier, for those who are digging and doing and working, because usually OCC are more eyes on people that are working close to gas pipelines or oil. So that's when that's like their baby. Like, hey, if you mess with that, that's when things get really serious. And for those who work close to those areas, keep everything documented.
Yeah,
that's one of the main things that they always try to highlight. Like, hey, when you're working on constructions that has close to pipelines, keep everything documented. Keep the conversation, keep the communication transparent and good flow.
Yeah, and both sides. Don't let it be a he said thing, right?
Yeah, because you mentioned liability is kind of gray when it comes to excavation and whose fault is it? Is it me? Is it mine?
And that's a great point. Yeah, it's a great point because that often gets asked, who's liable if this gets damaged? Well, who did the most to prevent that damage is the one who isn't going to get fined. And the easy way to look at due diligence is damage happens here. What all did we do before the damage happened to protect that utility? Did we call in a locate request? If the answer is no, then we're already at fault, right? We already messed up from the beginning. Right, done. But if we called in a locate request, okay, cool. Did I wait the required time? Did I give the locators enough time? If I didn't, then it's my fault again. But if I did wait, and if I did give the locators their 3 business days and it did get located, now was the location off? Am I more than 2 feet away from markings? Well, now we can start looking at both parties that are involved and figure out, was it a locating error? Was it a response error? Was it an excavation error? And then go that route. So again, 811 ticket, when you're submitting that, whether you go online or make that phone call to us, that's only step 1. From then on, you still need to do your due diligence and document your due diligence, because when that damage does occur, if you didn't document anything before the damage, your locators did, the others that visited the site did, and so you're not going to have anything to stand on. So you want to document your process just in case the accidents do happen.
And no, it's something that excavators need to know. Not because you don't know, that means that, okay, well, I didn't know. Like, no, OCC is going to expect that you have to know.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
The law is available to you on our website. You can just Google.
It's also free.
Yeah. By the way, the locate process is free, but
the access is free to see the law.
Yeah. We don't hide the law at all. It's there. The Oklahoma
It's on the website too.
Yeah, the Oklahoma Underground Facilities Damage Prevention Act. You can look that up anytime you want. But the reason that we expect you to know it is the same reason that I may know that speed limit sign says 55, but if I'm going 60, I chose to break that law, right? If you don't read the law and you do something out of ignorance, it doesn't mean that you get away with it. If I'm flying down 70 down a street and I tell them I didn't see any speed limit signs,
I'm sorry,
it's not going to work. That's not going to forgive me for it.
It applies the same when it comes to from excavating.
Yeah.
But yeah, a lot of stuff that since I started that you learn And like you said, you kind of start like remembering easier.
Yeah.
Like you start remember, okay, this makes sense now. It starts clicking.
Yeah.
And I'm not an excavator. I never work in that industry, and this is the first time.
Yeah.
And my goal is more to, like you said, take that message to a new community. And that's, I guess, my biggest challenge as as a professional is just, going away from what I know.
Yeah.
That I used to do.
Yeah.
To do something that I might not know, but I'm learning it, and that's like we talked about, getting out of your comfort zone, doing something that makes you uncomfortable. That's when you grow as a professional and as a person and as a colleague.
Yeah.
And that's what I want to do. I want to see where this can take me.
Yeah, and one of the things that impressed me during your interview and just in general is you are a great communicator. Once you learn, you can express and share and train and teach. So it is just a learning curve now, right?
Yeah.
Like what? So
makes sense.
and then you're also going to sharpen my communication. I think that's something that means a lot to me. Like we've mentioned before, I kind of had this role by myself for a little bit, but now I get to hear other perspectives. Hey, this sounds, I know what you're trying to say, but we can make it sound better this way, or this will resonate with somebody better if we do it this way. And so that'll help. And not only that, our PowerPoint already looks better, right? Little things like that.
No, I mean, and again, the whole purpose of this new team, this education outreach team, is to add more value to what you already done for 6 years. Is to enhance what you've already done.
Yeah.
I mean, you've done a great job. I mean,
knows it.
And
We're proud of that, but there's still more to do.
Yeah,
and I'm looking forward to it.
I think we're doing good things. It's only been 40 days since I started, and we're already kind of it's kind of shaping a culture.
Yeah.
Like you want to shape it until it has forms, arms, legs, everything, and we'll get there. I mean, we're baby steps. That's how I call it.
Hey, we're taking baby steps, but this was a big step. We decided that we were going to do a podcast leading into this like a week ago, and we're like, yeah, let's do that. And it's a great opportunity for you that are going to join us along the journey, but for us, it's just a great opportunity to learn a little bit more and work on our communication, both just flow with each other, but also to our audiences. So I'm looking forward to it. Also, have you noticed this mug?
Yes, it's a cool mug.
I don't know if you've heard of them.
I don't know who that guy is, Elliot. I mean, I guess he's a nice guy.
He is. That's a last name. There's a company called Davis H. Elliott. They gave me this nice Yeti during our expo. So for those who missed out on our expo or safety days, you can get swag like this by attending that. But in addition to that, you get to meet really good companies that really promote A11, like Davis H. Elliott and UDP and others. So, and if you want to see your mug on this, I mean, just let us know.
Shout out to education.
Yeah, just email us at education@ok11.org, and we can either use your mug or maybe you'll be a guest. Let us know if you have some ideas.
And like I said, we're gonna do a lot of stuff in this podcast. Not only talking about our day-to-day as liaisons. Oh my God, I have to find another word for that. It kills me, man.
We're gonna have to give you a new job title.
I don't know, trainer or something like that. Connector. I don't know. We want to do a lot of cool stuff. Just talking about our day-to-day, have people that are excavators, utilities operators, just kind of understanding a little more what their job is done and some of the challenges. Maybe we can have Randy as well in our podcast if he's available. And also one of the things that we want to discuss real cases. What could have been done better, how to prevent. Obviously, from our perspective, we're not right. It's just from what we've learned and all this. From what I learned in these past 40 days and what you learned in that 6 years, what an excavator could do better. You know, and take it from there. We might have our executive director Susan join us one day. Just kind of tell us a little about how the process of Oki has grown the last couple of years.
And that's something I'm looking forward to. That our leadership has already expressed willingness and being open to doing that for us. And if you haven't listened to old podcasts with our interviews with Susan or Daryl or Angie or some of our other leadership, check it out. They're a wealth of information. They're really good leaders. I'm fortunate to work with them. But yeah, they're going to jump on and teach you a little bit more about who they are and just bring it along.
Yeah. So next episode, next week, hopefully we can. What do you think?
Let's record on Fridays.
Yeah.
By next Friday, we'll be celebrating the Thunder beating the.
Oh yeah. By the way, so good luck tonight. You guys seem like, I might get some haters. I'm not an OKC fan, but I'm gonna support them because I've been living here for 10 years now, and I do want them to make it to finals. I'm a Lakers fan, but now that they're eliminated, I'm an OKC all the way. You guys have a good chance if you guys win tonight in Denver.
Yeah, we'll get the home field back.
That's the hardest team that you guys are gonna meet, at least on the West, until you guys get to the final. I'm predicting. I told Gerald.
Yeah.
OKC Knicks.
I think that's strong.
I don't know. Orange against orange.
Indiana also looks really good. They're better than I thought they were. I think they might surprise me. I need to see them match up against the Knicks, but the way they're handling Cleveland is surprising me. But
they might be swept 4-0.
Yeah.
But no, OKC looking pretty good. I'm excited to see them. It'll be really cool. I've never been part of a city that wins a championship or champion a title in a professional league.
Yeah, I mean,
that'd be cool.
I lived here long enough to be around a couple of Sooner national championships.
Sooners, I love my Sooners. I do want them to win. I hopefully I can see them winning in person, calling the games in Spanish. Hope maybe this year. Who knows?
Yeah, that's a big ask.
Yeah, I have a good feeling. I do. Are you an OU fan or no? You're OSU.
I watch both. I support both. I think I've rooted for OSU to beat OU in football one time.
So see now this podcast not gonna work.
Yeah,
now.
I'm an NFL fan. But yeah, so by next Friday we'll be recording another podcast. Thank you for the sports info. But yeah, next Friday we'll record another podcast. We'll be probably putting these out every couple of weeks just to
nice and simple. Yeah,
just to see the growth of our new liaison. We may change it. We may change your job.
You know what I'm gonna have to do? I'm gonna have to grab the word and put it on ChatGPT and like, hey, spell it and how it sounded in Spanish, so I can remember it. Because
that's awesome.
My wife keeps correcting me every time when I see like, that's not the way you say it. But I get so comfortable.
Yeah.
like I speak English in the house all day. The only time I speak Spanish when I call my family members, and
awesome.
I forget words. And my mom is like, I'm gonna send you back to Venezuela to learn Spanish. But anyway, no, I'm happy to be here. Thank you for the first introduction episode. And looking forward to do fun stuff.
Yeah, it's going to be cool. Again, listeners, if you have some ideas, some topics you want to discuss.
Before you break ground, know what's underground. Whether you're new to the industry or just need a refresher, Oki 811 certification training has you covered. Get trained online at your own pace or join us in person for hands-on learning that makes a difference. From safe digging laws to real-world locate scenarios, our courses help protect lives, property, and the infrastructure that keeps Oklahoma moving. Designed for excavators, contractors, and utility pros like you. Sign up today at oki811.org/training. Safe digging starts here.
So before we wrap up today, Luis, you've been here a little bit over a month, I think.
Yes.
I think before we let you go, you have to prove to our listeners that you're learning some stuff.
So this is kind of like if I don't pass these quizzes until we've 90 days,
these are the 90-day quizzes.
Oh my God.
So we'll see how you do today, and if you miss anything, it's okay. We'll keep training you. But on the 90th day, we'll have the full quiz, and we'll see how
I already passed the certification test in the first try.
You did. First try. For those who don't know, you can go online. We have an online training for 811 certification. Check it out. Or just come to one of our safety days. We'll do it instructor-led training for you. But since you've done the test, you've attended our training.
Yes.
Haley ran you through all of the onboarding. I know.
Yes.
Haley was my trainer. Oh no, Eva was my trainer. Haley was my manager when I was as a CSR back in the day.
Oh wow.
13 years ago.
I was with her, with Haley, for a full week, and I'm still trying to figure out how to give directions. So
Yeah, it's tough. Never say left or right. It's north or south or east or west.
I'll get there, I promise.
Yeah, it takes a while. So that being said, we're going to start with the one-on-one stuff. We're going to just talk about the ticket itself.
Okay.
I have 3 questions for your little pop quiz.
3 strikes. Okay.
And we're going to do this on every episode. So if you want to play along, audience, we'll be doing this next week. If you know the answers, tell us in the comments. Ready? All right. The first question. Okay. First question is a 2-part question. I feel like it's where we need to start. How do you submit a locate request, and how much does a locate request cost? So I want you to think about it. And you know what? This one might be this one might be a fire bullet, man. Like if you don't know this one, we might have to fire you. Actually, not that about it.
Oh my God!
You don't get 90 days to solve this one.
It's gotta cut down to 60. No, either calling or internet.
There you go.
And what I mean by internet is like either your phone, you get on the mobile website. The website it's mobile friendly, or your laptop, computer. Just go to the website again, do the whole location request submission.
Yeah.
And it costs you $0. $0 is free. Again, it's like Facebook, free, unless Facebook can be expensive if you start doing other stuff, but it's free.
It's free to get the lines marked. Let's do that. Good job, man.
Yeah, man. Oh my God, I was sweating.
You have any bonus information on that before I go on to my next question?
When you submit a location request, my people or my friends, it has to be within 48 hours.
Right.
Doesn't count the excavation, the day of submission or day of notification. And it doesn't count holidays and weekends.
Exactly. So easy way to say it, 3 business days.
Yeah. So if you call on Monday doesn't count. The earliest day that you can dig is on Thursday.
Exactly. Good job, man. All right. So you passed that one, and with the bonus information, you're doing good. That was a bonus question. It's a bonus point. So if you miss something going forward, we'll give you some bonus points. All right. So every locate request, we have to make sure that the excavator gives the locator plenty of information to get to the site, to be able to locate all those things. So we're going to ask 4 questions on every locate request, and those 4 questions are.
This almost looks like wants to be a millionaire. Can I have a friend or 50-50?
Do you need to call Haley?
Call Haley right now. No, white lining, right?
Yes. And why do we ask about that?
White lining is pretty simple. It's to and I'm gonna say this, is to make the locator's life simpler, easier,
faster,
and happier.
Yeah.
Why? Because when you are using white lining, you pretty much showing the proposed area of excavation. So it gives the locator a better idea where you actually want to locate.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
And there's different ways that you can mark that area with the white spray.
Yeah.
Either it can be 4 corners, perimeter.
Use it 4 corners for
radius,
perimeter boundaries.
Boundaries, yeah.
And then we can do a radius of a point.
Radius of a point, yeah.
And then we can do a path. Like if it's linear work, we can do like 2 or 5 feet either side of the paint flags, right?
So is that correct answer?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Perfect on white lining. So we asked 3 more questions of every excavator. What are those next 3 ones?
Did I miss something on this? The directional boring.
Yeah, we need to know about that.
Yeah, that's boring, it is interesting. That's I would say, I understand it, but I will have to find a way to explain it in English to make it easier for me. So I might have to ask a couple times.
Yeah, directional boring, it's relatively newer technology, last 20 years or so, right? Maybe 30. And it's just the ability to go down and then horizontal.
And let me see if I so let's say you don't want to let's say you are in a street and you need to go to the other street. You go under that middle part to get to the other side.
Exactly.
Without breaking or drilling or excavating the street.
Yeah, it's boring instead of trenching. So
Trenching.
trenching, you'll have that big hole that goes down. Boring, it just goes down and through
it. Yeah, because I've seen it's like a big machine and it has
Yeah.
like a tube that goes under it.
Exactly.
And then goes to the other side.
And so the reason that locators need to know about that is they're not going to see a hole. They're not going to see a trench. And knowing that, the people who are using that machinery, they're not going to know where that, they need to know where that gas pipeline is.
Because
20
once
feet
that
away.
tube goes in, it can hit anything, right?
Yeah, it has a nozzle that goes up and down, but they need to be able to drive it to avoid where that pipe,
Okay.
that oil
Oh,
or gas line is.
More
And so it
than-
helps them with that locating
So
information.
I was close?
Spot on.
Okay, awesome.
Spot on. There's 2 more questions.
Oh, no, I forgot one, the most important one.
Yeah.
Explosives.
Explosive. We ask that every single time.
Yeah, you don't want to mess with that explosive just by the word.
Yeah, of course. We explosion is a type of way to move Earth, which moving Earth is.
Is it that? Did they use that more for like them? Like if they want to, they actually use it to explode, like an area of ground.
Yeah, they'll do it in like our northwest part of the state where it's really rocky. And
Oh,
stuff like
I
that.
see. Okay.
They'll use explosions to like do rock quarries or open up some ground for some stuff.
Okay.
That hard clay. It's not used a lot throughout Oklahoma, but it is used occasionally. And just because it is used, we have to ask every single time. So even if you're just calling us to let us know you're putting in a mailbox, we're going to ask if you're using explosives. We're going to ask about the directional boring, and we're going to ask that you throw down that white paint. And there's one more question we ask everybody.
Yes. I was working. Access.
Yes.
And it's access issues. And why is that so important is because when the locator goes to put that little flag and trying to find the line for you guys, he needs to know and needs to make sure that he can go as happy feet, into the area of proposed excavation or house or wherever.
Yeah.
And then, making sure that he has, there's no, dogs on the area if there's a house and if there's like, a dog coming out after him or if it's at a backyard, making sure that the gate is open for them, making sure that, grass is not too high,
Yeah.
vegetation is not too high, making sure that any other, let's see.
Those are all solid.
Solid.
A lot of the things that's overlooked is the vegetation because you've heard me present now. One of the things that we really try to stress is the work site is the excavator's
Yeah.
work site. You're preparing it for a visit by a locator. So that locator needs to be able to get into the area that you're about to excavate. They
Yeah.
need to be able to mark safely. And if the vegetation's up to their shoulders,
Yeah.
even if they
And
put
it-
down paint and flags, you're not going to see it as an excavator.
Or-
So you want to help them out.
And I'm thinking maybe stop in their way that
Yeah.
can, interrupt. Because, they do have like some sort of, and correct me if I'm wrong, like a device, right, that they can, find. Well, and yeah, I remember what was this guy from the Nuka training?
That one was Landon. With
Landon,
and
that he
was
kind of
with
shows
Gridlock,
how they find the lines with tones. And, if they're trying to, go into an area that they see that they can't really walk, it's almost impossible for them to
Yeah,
do
exactly.
it.
And yeah, exactly. So the excavators, you have a responsibility to make your work site safe, to give that locator all the space and room they need and access to be able to do that.
And-
That being said, locators shouldn't be having to knock on doors for you. You're as an excavator, let that homeowner know, hey, you're going to be visited by a couple of locators. They need access to the backyard, or they're going to be
Yeah.
here with paint, because it's your site to prepare for.
Man, locator's not your Amazon guy. He's not gonna go, hey, here's your delivery.
exactly.
Here's your location submission delivery.
Yeah. So
So yeah, it's all, teamwork and
Communication.
man, it's key. It's you call it the 3 saws, the responsibilities.
Yeah.
I call it the big
Yeah.
3.
Yeah, so
The
we
big
have
three.
3 slides to explain the different stakeholders, if you will. We talk about what the excavator's responsibility, then we talk about the facility operator and locator's responsibility, and then of course OK1's responsibility. And if you understand those 3 things,
You know what I'm saying?
you're pretty set if you understand what your role is. All right, we have one last question for the
Wrap it
pop
up.
quiz.
All right.
How long does a ticket last? How long is a ticket good for?
Well, I'll be surprised. For people in Colorado, I've heard there's 21 days.
Yeah.
Oh, not here.
Not here.
In Oklahoma, it's 14 calendar days.
Okay.
And that ticket, that submission, that location request will also show you the day that you can extend the ticket, or that you can have, it's 3 days prior to the expiration. And with the same submission, is that the right word? Submission?
Yeah.
You can either extend the ticket or have it remarked. So that ticket has two work ways.
Yeah, exactly. So
2 ways.
Yeah, you're doing great. You're updating the ticket. You're keeping it alive. And then you have 2 options. And if you're going to need the markings refreshed because you didn't maintain and preserve them, just let us know. We'll send the locators back out and have them refreshed. That's called a remark. If you're just extending out the life of the ticket because you've preserved and maintained your markings and no cattle or kids or weather messed it up, well, then good. You can just extend out the life of the ticket, and then our operators, the membership, will have the opportunity to decide if they're coming to visit again or not. They can choose to stay home if they were told that you're good on your.
And they have to wait for the extension. And just to ask again, they have to double check again for positive response.
Yes,
again,
definitely.
when they do the extension.
Yeah, every ticket isn't valid until everybody has responded. So whether you request an extension or a remark, check the positive response. Make sure that everybody is like the ones that aren't coming out, they'll respond. You've requested it extended. We're not coming back out. For those who are coming back out because of a remark, wait till they come back out and remark. If you're digging around where those markings used to be, you're digging blind. So we want to wait on them.
Yeah, again, we made fun about this. You don't want to dig blind. You don't want to be a Mr. Magoo guy.
Nah.
For those who watch Mr. Magoo, it was
the 10 of you that watched Mr. Magoo. But yeah, you don't want to risk getting hurt just because you don't know where something is. And 811's the way to do it. So month in, I think you're doing okay.
Oh no, I almost forgot. Shoot, something about you said something very important, and I guess I can remember right now.
Oh man,
something about the 14 days.
Yeah, so the 14 days is how long the ticket is. If you do need to take a break from a project.
Oh no, that's what it was. If you're not actually gonna excavate right after the extension, then just wait until you're actually ready to.
Exactly. If I'm coming up on day 10 of my ticket, and I know I'm not going to be digging for the next 2 weeks because I'm going to Hawaii or wherever the case may be.
Oh, I mean, if I go to Hawaii, I don't know if I'll come back.
Right. But if I do have to come back, when I come back is when I'm going to put in the extra ticket to keep that project going for us. So if you don't need a locator request, if you can reduce the waste that's in the system, you're going to get better response times on where work is actually taking place. So let's try to do that if we can. So I think you did good, man.
Okay. I got extended another.
Yeah, a couple more podcasts and we'll see how we go.
So I got another week of extension for work.
Yeah, I think we'll be fine. All right. Well, with that being said, again, listeners and viewers, we appreciate you joining us on this journey. We're going to be learning the dirt with Luis, and this is going to be something that we want your participation in. If you have ideas, thoughts, want to be a guest, you want to have your mug on, just reach out to us, education@okie811.org. And we look forward to seeing where this grows and what all we can do to reach all the communities that are out there. And we just want to start by thanking you for doing everything you do to keep Oklahoma safe. Thank you, everybody.